I have been forgetting, putting off, and generally neglecting making a new weblog for the past 2 weeks or so. And the thing that actually pushed me to do one tonight is, surprisingly, Welch's grape juice. Sato and Sachiko just completely blindsided me with that because, sit down to dinner and they get out grape juice, which they had with vodka. And were it not a school night, I might have liked to try that. But I'm also just as content to have had it straight because, well, that's what we always had. Welch's grape juice, from the red grapes, not the dark juice, not the not white grape juice. It was just really, really nice to be able to enjoy some that very, very nostalgic flavor at dinner tonight. Amazing. So now that that's out of the way, I should talk about other things, shouldn't I? Semester has started. Yay! Classes started on Tuesday. It's currently Thursday. But I didn't have classes today because I cleverly, or not so cleverly, arranged my schedule to have Thursday off. Because, honestly, it actually just sort of happened. I had enrolled, or I had told Mizu what classes I was planning to enroll in when this semester rolled around, and when I, picked them out on the schedule, I had Thursday off. I then did have to schedule an extra class because one of the classes I was supposed to be taking ended up being canceled, so I had to take something else. And I could have put it on Thursday because I didn't have anything else to do on Thursday, and that would have been lightening the load and dispersing things a little more. Instead, I crowded that one in on Tuesday, even though I have 2 other classes on Tuesday. One, because the Tuesday class was, frankly, the one that I was most eager to take, and probably the only one of the classes available that might give me any sort of credits. The others just being... the others I could have filled basically just being placeholders. The class in question is Japanese Business, which I took one class of the first week of the first semester before finding out I wasn't supposed to be in it and having to change out. And it's the class with the delightfully British professor I mentioned. And he is delightfully British. This being reinforced, in fact, he went to Oxford, and we have a whole crop of new students from Oxford, so that's kind of reinforcing his Britishness, and he has whole conversations about Oxford with them that I don't understand, but I'm delighted to hear. So that's looking to be fun. And let's see what else. I'm taking art history again. This time we're moving into more modern stuff, and that was yesterday, and we spent a lot of yesterday looking at sumie, or black ink painting, and which is a kind of a Zen sort of a thing. And when I first read this sort of, it was like almost a mission statement behind what these artists were trying to accomplish, it really did sound like the same kind of total bullshit that a lot of modern artists spout in order to pretend that their art has some meaning or depth when in fact it is shallow and pointless. It was something about how they were trying to capture the essence of the landscape without being distracted by the trivialities of actual details and the superficial something of color. And so, first just rather reading that, I thought, so this is basically them scribbling on paper and trying to pass it off as deep, meaningful landscape pictures that show some eternal truth or whatever, and like, this is going to be bullshit. But actually, I think what they meant by the trivialities of realistic detail is that they're not trying to capture every little thing, but it's still, the landscapes are still recognizable as, okay, those are mountains, that's a cliffside, that's a tree, that's a hut. You can still see what things are, but it's done simply, and they take a lot of care with the lines and using different kinds of lines. And a little like what we did in the calligraphy thing, which I believe I've shown some, like, this is one of the calligraphy I did. And they told us not to call it calligraphy, but whatever. Anyway, so, and some of those pictures were really strikingly beautiful. Just these black ink outline drawings were incredible. And that was, the first freaking day. It probably is going to go downhill from here. Just because I can't imagine it going any uphill. I'm also taking psychology, but I haven't taken that one yet. Because it's on Monday. Excuse me. And classes started on Tuesday rather than Monday. Which left me on Monday to go to a hanami, a flower viewing, traditional picnic under the sakura kind of a thing. So, taking these classes, and what else? Japanese, of course. Have a teacher for Japanese that I haven't had before. She seems pretty nice so far. And a lot of people who have had her before say that, yeah, she's super nice. They had her in the preparation course that I did not take because I'm not that fail. But yeah, apparently she's really nice, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure how effective her teaching methods are because I've only been in her class for one day, but probably pretty good. We don't have Obata Sensei this semester. Most of my classmates are wildly enthusiastic about that because he is the teacher who annoyed them the most. For me, Obara was number 2 on that list, Usui being the top, and we do have Usui Sensei quite a lot. But I also found Obara annoying and repetitive and generally not that effective, more of a distraction than an actual teacher. So don't particularly miss him either. It's just I would pick him over Usui if I had the choice, but I don't. Oh, what else? I bought a new game for my DS because I thought, well, one, this is a game that I've heard about and was looking forward to, Phantasy Star Zero. And 2, I thought that playing a game that's in Japanese and trying to understand it might help my Japanese a little bit, and a lot of people have told me that, yeah, that's a great way to go. And I think it is working okay on that account. At the same time, well, At the same time, there's some problems that I'm going to document in a part 2.